Hello everyone, this is HammerTron here with a new action figure review for you. This time I am reviewing the Fortnite Turbo Builder set. This is the first Turbo Builder set by Jazzware for the Fortnite series. This is for the 4-inch scale action figures. This came out in either late 2018 or early 2019. Here is the packaging with a list of the contents: 2 figures, 81 building materials, 4 weapons, and 2 harvesting tools. Here we have a nice window box where we can see what we're getting, or inspect most of it anyway, so we can at least see the action figures, the harvesting tools, the weapons. So we have Raven and Jonsey. Here's some of the building materials. So it's a nice looking package, so we can see what we're getting. Here is the top of the package, where we can see the top of the window, and it shows us more. Here's the bottom. This sticker here has some manufacturing information. It has the 2019 date on it. Here is one side. The window wraps around, and the other side. Here is the back, where we see some examples of how to use the building material. And the character quotes: we have Raven, brooding master of dark skies, and Jonsey, no skin, no problem. And here's a cross-sell showing some of the other action figures available at the same time. I have reviewed all of these here already. The one that's missing is Rust Lord from the Llama Drama Loot Pinata, but I already reviewed that one. So in just a moment I will open this up and review the action figures and the building materials themselves. Here are the harvesting tools and weapons that come with this set. This harvesting tool is a standard pickaxe. Looks like it's nicely sculpted and painted. So I like the attention to detail there. This one is called the ACDC. So it has something to do with electricity, so that looks nice too. The handle seems to be a bit thick, maybe a little hard to put into some of the hands of some of the action figures. And then here is, I think this is the assault rifle with the blue color. I think that's the rare color. So nicely sculpted. I did not have trouble putting this in the hands of the action figures. This one is also painted blue, so I think it's a rare color according to the game. And this one is a suppressed submachine gun. So that one is also nicely sculpted, and still no trouble putting it in the hands of the action figures. Here with the gold color, this is a legendary tactical shotgun. So impressive looking. And finally, this one looks like it's gold colored, so it's also legendary. This is a revolver. So they put a lot of work into the details of these harvesting tools and weapons, so I'm really impressed by that. I like that. Here are Jonsey and Raven. Let's see how tall these action figures are. Looks like Jonsey and Raven, they're both a little more than 4 inches tall, or just a little more than 10 centimeters tall. Raven looks a little bit bigger. I think he has more pieces on his body than Jonsey. However, I have a little trouble making Raven stand up straight and tall. I have to bend him forward a little bit, but I'll get into why that is in a moment. Let's take a look at Jonsey first. There, nicely sculpted head, and looks like an extra scarf piece added to the body there. Some nice printing on the shoulder, extra piece here, and an extra computer piece on the forearm, some fingerless gloves. This arm is all bare. Nice sculpting on the body here, and extra piece glued onto the waist and on the leg here, and some legs here and shin guards. I think some of these pieces are reused from other action figures, but painted differently. That's alright. Some nice work on the boots there, some treads on the bottom, hexagon peg holes on the foot, on the front part of the foot and not on the heel. There's some more detailed work on the back, and a peg hole for a back bling or a backpack. So lots of nice little details. The articulation, you can look down maybe just a tiny bit. I can't really get them to look up or down. You can turn side to side. It's a tiny bit of tilting there. The shoulders go out. Very nice. There's ratcheting in the shoulder joints. Go all the way around. Single jointed elbows go in that far. This one's a little better. And then swivel at the elbow. And the wrist can turn. And a little bit of a hinge. Some ratcheting in the joints, so that's nice. There's the diaphragm cut. We can crunch forward just a tiny bit. Go back just a little bit. So not very flexible there. Not too bad. I'm sure there's a waist cut, but I just can't make it turn. I think maybe this piece here is glued on and it's preventing the waist cut from turning. And we can do some splits. Not too bad. We can kick forward. Pretty nice. Very nice. And nope, don't think we can go back at all. There's an upper thigh cut that works here. And we have double jointed knees. Not too bad. This one's not going all the way. Maybe it's the sculpting there. And then the ankles, there's ratcheting in the ankles. However, this one's just a bit loose though. We can go down. We can go up. Very nice. And ankle pivot. So that's pretty nice. The joints seem to be working pretty nicely for me on this one, except for the head joint there. Let's take a look at Raven. Now here's a nice hood, and if we look, there's really no face. It's just black plastic there, plus some sculpting for the eyes. Some extra plastic pieces for the feathers up here. And pliable plastic here for part of the cloak. I think it's opened up here for more articulation. Lots of nice sculpted details here. Same plastic piece here. Seems to be very common. Some extra piece glued on. The leg joints, the lower leg joints looks like parts of a knight's suit of armor, so these look nice. And then pointy boots there. So I'm not sure if there's any parts reuse or not. at least not with the ones that I've already reviewed. So I like how this one looks. A lot of nice details. A fantasy monster character. So kind of scary looking. So I like this one. So the articulation, we can turn the head, but I can't get it to move up or down. And no real tilting there. The shoulders go out. This one is okay. This one is very stiff. Very stiff. There we go. And we can go around. Single jointed elbow goes in that far, so less than 90 degrees. And swivel at the elbow. And we can turn the wrists, and they have hinges. This one's a bit stiff, so I'm not going to force it. And diaphragm cut, we can crunch forward. That's quite a bit. Go back that far. Go around. We do have a waist cut that we can actually turn on this one. This piece is not getting in the way, so that's good. And we can do some splits, but this will get in the way. So I don't want to push too hard. Eventually, I think this is going to break. It's pliable plastic to get out of the way, but still bending it too much is going to cause a problem. But I think the splits would be pretty good on this one without this extra plastic in the way. And we can kick forward. The plastic is still getting in the way there, but wow, that one's pretty good though. And we can't really kick back. We have an upper thigh cut. That works. That works. Then we have double jointed knees. This one seems to be working better than this one. And then the ankles, we can get the pointy toes pointed down. And we can't really get them going up very much. I think the sculpting here on the foot piece is getting in the way, so I can't get them to go up very much, which is why I have trouble making this action figure stand up straight. Then we have ankle pivot. So these are pretty nice. The problem is this particular shoulder joint is very stiff, but it's still working. The ankles on Raven don't go up very much, so I have to get them to crunch forward to make it stand. So that's too bad. Now I'm having some trouble here. So I'll just put him in that pose there. I think that'll work. Then we have Jonsey. So Raven makes a nice fantasy monster character, and Jonsey makes a nice adventurer character. Here is the plastic tray that came in the box. It has all the building pieces. The action figures were here and here. The harvesting tools were here, and then the weapons were here. And this is the part that's visible in the window box. This just shows us what the building pieces are and how they connect. So we have metal, we have brick, we have wood. Looks like the wood pieces all have pegs on them for the feet of the action figures. So this shows how they are connected and what we can do with them. Here's the rest of the pieces. It's not visible in the box. and I did not notice this at first, but back here, this is where they have the mini catalog and tips and tricks for building the building material. So I'll take a look at that in just a moment. I've done a little playing around with these building materials, and it's certainly a very interesting idea, different from Legos. I think it's meant to be flat, so Legos are more three-dimensional and thicker, so perhaps these are more useful for action figures. And looks like it's a nice size. Here's a 4-inch action figure. We need 2 of these to make, well, about 4 inches. So it looks nice. With a variety of materials, we have the brick and metal and the wood, so we can create a variety of scenes for battle scenes and dioramas. I think I found one little limitation here. I've been trying to make a small tower, and here it looks like I have 3 sides that would need one of these parts here that kind of sticks out, but they only have 2, 1 and 2, and then the other 2 are like the parts that go in. So I'm not sure how I would fit that in together unless I plan it out more carefully. So this is something that just takes some work to get used to. So it looks like an interesting system. I don't know how well the system has been doing because I haven't seen any new sets with these pieces. So I wonder if there were too many quality control problems, or if they were just not very popular and people were not buying enough of these. So I wonder if we'll ever see more of these pieces come out anytime soon. So interesting, something to play around with and see what can be done. So I'm enjoying it so far. I've been playing around with this some more, and it looks like all of the building pieces, building materials that look like wood, all of them have pegs on them for the action figures. So the metal pieces and the brick pieces don't seem to have any pegs. Also, what's interesting is it looks like there's a certain way that we should be putting these pieces together. If we don't line it up just right, it'll become uneven. As we can see here, this metal piece, this side is a bit too short to go with that piece, and this piece is too long to go with that shorter side. So if we turn this, it looks like it will fit better this way. However, this way it doesn't quite fit together, so it takes a little bit of work to line it up and plan it out so they fit together correctly. Or we could leave it like this and put something else in between here. Perhaps this will work. Let's see. It seems like the easiest way is to push down on a flat surface until it snaps. Although it does take a little extra work and some practice. But I think it can be done. Well, I'm not doing it quite right, but I'll try it this way again. Okay, that one is working. Now, some of these get stuck. So I think there is a limitation with how this thing is supposed to work. So I'd imagine Sooner or later some of these pieces are going to get broken, and then that'll kind of ruin the playability of the building pieces. Still, it's an interesting idea, and it's very useful for making some simple dioramas or battle scenes in Fortnite. Here are Jonsey and Raven next to Rustlord from the Fortnite Llama Drama Loot Pinata and the Adventurer from the Animal Planet set. All of these are 4 inches tall. Here are Jonsey and Raven next to the Marvel Legends Mr. Fantastic and the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Mighty Morphin White Ranger. Those two are 6 inches. They're made by Hasbro. Here are Jonsey and Raven next to the Fortnite Legendary Series Havoc. That's 6 inches by Jazzwares. And the Masters of the Universe Masterverse He-Man. That's 7 inches by Mattel. The HammerTron Sledgehammer rating is pretty good. I'd like to rate it higher, but the action figures themselves had some problems with their joints, either being a bit too stiff or not enough range of motion. Like Raven, I can't get his ankles to move up more, so when I stand him without a figure stand, I have to hunch him forward to make it stand up at all. And Jonsey's waist didn't turn at all. The building material, the wood, the brick, and the metal building material, so it's very interesting. And I'll play around with them some more and see what kind of dioramas I can create with those. I think it's a very nice system. I just worry that eventually those will wear out or break because it has some small parts that you have to use a lot of force to put together and then take apart. So eventually I think something is going to break, and then it'll be kind of useless after that. So, oh no, I think it's a pretty nice set, and I look forward to using this with the other Fortnite sets that I have, and maybe mix it up with a few other action figure series to see what kind of dioramas I can have. So, thank you for watching my review video. Remember to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my future reviews. I'll see you next time. Goodbye, everyone.